Morning, everyone. It's now 20 to 10, and I've been working for the last couple of hours on a grants application, which I thought was due on the 17th. And due to my mental health at the moment, realised it's actually due on the 13th, so I missed the deadline. So I just sent a massive long email to the woman who was meant to be in contact for that application, just to explain that I'm currently in a manic episode and I was wondering if I can fill it out on Monday. And if not, can she tell me other grants that I can apply for? So that's what I've been working on this morning. Instead of the application, I've been working on trying to see if I can do the application. So I went to Poetic Justice on Friday night, which I was really excited by. I eventually, as you saw, got a couple of videos live, 2 hours before the event, when I was hoping to do it a week before the event, so there was a week to basically promote it. But because me and John have very different creative minds, he wanted it to be perfect and didn't want me to do like an arty video. He wanted me to do an official video. So we literally came around to do the video, and I voice recorded our whole evening up until 3 in the morning, until I said, look, I can't work on this video any longer because it's 3 in the morning. And so then we stopped recording and went to sleep. So I then had 6.5 hours of audio that I could have worked through, where we talked about poetic justice. We listened to all the headliners. We looked at what our favourite lines were from each different video, so we can put them all together. And yeah, but basically, it's gonna 6 hours is a long time for me to listen through a lot of audio. So I decided at the end to basically ask him to do a 30-second poem. I'll do a 30-second poem. I will put in three of the videos key from the headliners: Somi Green, DK, and Soul Power 675, I think he's called. So I did that, but he didn't do the poem because he was too busy focused on promoting his event how he knows, because he doesn't understand the full of social media, whereas I've studied communication, media and culture, so I know a bit about social media myself. So I've been trying to teach him, but but unfortunately our creative minds are very different, and so we kind of clashed in our creativities, which is fine. We're both going through a bit of a hard time at the moment, so that's fine, I understand that. So basically I read the poem so I was last poet on stage again, and I just read the poem that I got that I wrote for the video, because I didn't have any of the poems with me, because both my poetry books are currently missing. So I think I left them at Small World Festival, so I emailed the organiser yesterday to see if they found it, and I emailed the Happy Helpers Facebook group as well to see if they found it in the lost property. So I'm positive and hopeful that someone, because it's got all my name and address and details on it, so I'm just hopeful that someone will be kind enough to post it back to me, or that it will come back to me somehow. I'm not quite sure how, but I just have faith that I will get it back, because they're so personal and they're so precious, and it's all handwritten poetry, at least 50 poems handwritten by myself in the last 4 years. So I really hope that someone hasn't kept it for themselves, because that's so personal to me, and it's basically how my survival mechanism in terms of bipolar. So I don't have any new poems to read to you for right now, because I'm currently in the process of writing new ones, because obviously I've got a new poetry book now, so I've started writing a new poetry. This is my new poetry book. It's quite cool. It's got a moustache and everything on it, and you can fit your pencil or pen in the moustache. So I got it from it was £18. It's quite expensive. It's real leather, and it's from the Poetry Cafe, and I really support the Poetry Cafe, and they've really supported me in my poetry. So I don't mind giving them £18. I think they deserve it. So this is just a video just to remind everyone that I do still have a crowdfunder for writing this poetry book. I have a lot more material now for my poetry book from my experience in the last month, and I've currently got 4 complaints against the police: one against the Metropolitan Unit, one against the Sapphire Unit, one against Charing Cross Police Station, and one against Harrow Police Station, to which I reported harassment, and they said it wasn't harassment and didn't even look at the evidence. And I've got the audio, which I can add onto this video if I feel like it, basically then confirming that they will not take the case any further. I had an interview 2 days later for Harrow Council for apprenticeship, but unfortunately I didn't get it, and that's partly because of my manic state. I waffled too much in the interview, And so basically she said she was impressed by me, and she'll maybe see if there's any of the areas in Harrow Council where they want me, because also I've got really great ideas about upcycling and trying to minimise waste going to landfill at the moment. So yeah, so please do go on my. I'll probably try and write it on in a minute if I've got time. But basically, I think it's just like justgiving.org /crowdfunding Margot McShane. So if you can go on that link, and if you can afford anything to go towards this poetry book. With this poetry book, I'm trying to collaborate with all other like creative minds who also might also suffer from mental health, or maybe don't suffer from mental health. I'm not being prejudiced, but basically what I want is artists to, because I can't do art, I'm a craft expert, not an artist. So basically, like, I want people to read my poetry and draw something to represent that poem. And so basically I don't want to pay for official illustrators, and if I get the funding, then I'll hopefully try and pay these people a little bit just to at least thank them for their time. But a lot of them have said they'll do it voluntary and they're happy to do it. So yeah, so if any artists out there do want to illustrate my poetry, please do get in touch, either by Facebook, Margot McShane, or write a comment underneath this YouTube video. And yeah, basically we'll see if I can get. So basically my crowdfunding has now got to, I think, about £290, which is past halfway, because I've done target £500, which might not be enough, but last time I did a crowdfunder, I had a target of £2,500, and I got £1,500, and I didn't get any of it because I didn't hit the deadline. So I'm trying to avoid that. So that's why I've done a lower target, and I'm hoping to smash the target and get more. And then I've spoke to one. I've spoken to one one publishing company, and they said I can either pay nothing and they'll produce the whole thing and I'll get less in royalties, or I can pay a third of the costs of how much it's going to cost to produce my book. And so hopefully that will be the £500, I hope, and then basically I get more royalties. So I'd rather get more royalties. So that's where I'm at the moment. Thank you very much for your time. Bye.